Hello everybody! I'm Raphael Perry, and it's time to return once more to the House of Hell. Or perhaps we should say the House of Hellishly Bad Dice Rolls, and my inability to remember if I should have drank the red or white wine. I mean, in all seriousness, right? The knowledge that it's a horror game, and the fact that the Earl of Drummer was wearing a red smoking jacket, and we were sitting in a red room, and red and white wine were being offered, well, you know, it was pretty obvious that the author wanted me to pick the red. Or did he? You see, while there was a heavy leaning towards the red there, the obvious mind game I was playing with myself was thinking, is this some kind of trap or trick? You know, do I... You know, the instant reaction is, hey, this is a horror game, right? Obviously they want me to drink the red wine because it's more like blood. And people can sit around drinking tomato juice and going, oh, look at us, we're so edgy in South Park. Yeah, so anyway... So the question then is, do I embrace the genre and go, yeah, you know what, I'm here for a horror game, I'm gonna drink the red stuff and hope it's really just wine, right? Or do I go, hey look, this already feels a bit sus, right? This feels a bit suspicious, feels a bit on edge. Plus, with this character sheet, I mean, my god, you know, skill 7, 15 stamina, 8 luck. Pretty tragic, really. And 11 fear. Joy. Also, while we're at it, we do have a few bits of information. Franklin's is the butler's name. Oh, I was going to have to go and check if it was Franklin or Franklin's and write that down, because a lot of this information actually comes in very useful later on. So we chose the wrong wine, thinking, hey, let's not drink the stuff that looks like blood. It's not that it's going to taste like it, but the implications are rather obvious. So we drank the white wine and it was drugged. Now, when poisoning or drugging wine is depicted in films, it's often done as a sort of white powder. And that would probably hide better in the white wine than in the red. It might stand out a bit. So, thinking of that, I should probably thought, actually, they probably won't poison the red wine. And I do remember that after that, 2 meals are offered, and there's no vegetarian option, which is very disappointing. And you'd think, well, hang on. The kitchen is ready to prepare both these meals at this late time of night. Or has prepared both of them. How do they know which one I'm going to pick and which one to start cooking? Because I don't have to wait very long for the meal to appear. And I thought, hey, actually, no, his lordship will probably have the other one, so they're probably just going to do both meals anyway. And then, as the guest, he will allow me to pick. So, we got drugged and woke up, tied up, in a room, upstairs, if I recall correct, with a window. Also, sorry for not recording any videos recently. I've been really on edge. I've had problems sleeping and just nerves have been really bad these last few days. I've got a few ideas what it might be and what it could be related to, and unfortunately the 4 or 5 things it could be are mostly outside my control, and I just have to suffer through it and be more careful about what I get into next time. There's like, you know, waiting for things in the post. I mean, like, Erratus is getting released, right, on Thursday. And that's something to look forward to. And I will definitely be doing some Erratus gameplay. I'll try and do a whole playthrough, actually. I've been practicing a lot of Erratus recently, but I haven't been recording it for the channel. Also, I've been getting really back into Skyrim again, but that's, yeah, I don't record Skyrim because, for some reason, when I enter certain specific caverns and dungeons, the frame rate tanks to an unplayable level, and it just gets really bad. The frame rate actually gets so bad that I can't walk upstairs because it doesn't register me taking a step up when I take a step forwards. That's how bad it actually gets inside the dungeon sometimes, where I have to like jump on the spot and hope I make it up to the next step, and it's just horrible. While it could be mod related, I'm pretty sure that this first occurred before I actually started using mods in Skyrim, when I was just about like a third of the way, 2/3 of the way through the game. So I don't know, it's bad, whatever it is, so I don't record Skyrim. Special edition exists, but I don't play special edition because I don't like some of the things it does about mod management, where it's like, okay, you have to create an account on a website and sign in if you want to be able to decide which mods you want to use in a offline single player game. No, that's like, and what's the account for exactly? It's probably so they can gather marketing information and target me with adverts and use it to research what they should be making next. But you know what? It's a single player game, man. I can play it however I want. Normally heavy armor and shield, but hey. Right, so, back to the House of Hell. Let's have some fun. I'm going to read this whole section again, because I noticed one at the end of the last one, but hey, nice to have a little refresher. You open your eyes. Your head is spinning, and it is some time before you are fully aware of the fact that your hands and feet are bound. The room you're in is empty, but you work out a plan. You will hop over to the window, break the glass, and use it to cut yourself free, because that won't hurt you at all with your 15 stamina. Pulling yourself to your feet is awkward, but you manage it, and with a mixture of hops and shuffles, you arrive at the window. Outside, the wind is blowing the rain against the window panes. Will you go ahead and smash the window with your hands, something of a risky business, or will you instead test your luck? So wait, if we don't want to test luck, we're going to smash the window with our hands. If you want to test your luck and smash the window, but testing our luck is to smash the window. Well, when it comes to luck, we don't have much. But I'm sensing this is one of the times we're really going to need it. With a luck of 8, we're probably only going to be lucky 2 or 3 times over the course of the entire adventure. But hey, these stats are so bad that if I die, I get to start again, right? And I wouldn't mind rolling a fresh set of ability scores and beginning from the beginning again. And choosing the red wine, quite probably. Okay, let's see how lucky we can be, if at all. You decide to test your luck! Roll to see if you are lucky! Do you feel lucky, punk? No, not at all. Sadly, your luck has run out. It hasn't even started. Okay. The glass cuts your wrist and you lose 2 stamina points. Do you press on and continue? Okay, the glass has cut my wrist. Is that above or below the rope? Because if the blood's running down onto the rope as I try and cut it, I mean, would that would congeal, right, and make the rope stick, so it wouldn't loosen the rope because it's not water. But I must continue. You cut yourself free and massage your wrists to get the circulation moving again. And also, I'm bleeding. Then you walk over to the door and try it. It is not locked, because I was tied up. And there might be a guard outside, or nearby. Then again, while it initially seems there aren't that many people in the house, we know there's at least 4. You try the handle, open it a little, and look outside. Your room is on a first floor landing. For those of you Americans who may be watching this, the first floor is the first floor above the ground floor. Look, I know we speak slightly different languages, but this was written by British authors, so I can say, you know, ground floor, first floor, second floor. And yes, when I was a child, this didn't make too much sense to me either, especially with lifts. You'd be like, why isn't the ground floor also the first floor? And in fact, I spent a year or 2 thinking that the ground floor and the first floor were the same thing and wondered why people would mention them separately. But as I grew a little bit older, I worked it out. And It's all to do with stairs and lifts, or elevators if you wish. If you're building a building with a lift that goes up and down a shaft, then it makes sense for the first floor to be the ground floor, because it's the first floor you come into when you go through the front door, come off the street. However, if you're in an older building, or a culture with less use of lifts and more reliance on stairs, then it doesn't matter how many floors there are, so much as how many flights of stairs you have to climb to get there. So the first floor, you climb up the stairs from the ground floor, and the first floor you get to is the first floor. The next floor above that, you've gone up 2 flights of stairs, it's the second floor. And so if you have to go up to like the 7th floor or the 14th floor, you want to be able to count them all, right? Instead of going, oh yeah, I have to remember to take away 1. Now, if you're in a lift, you just press the button and go to the floor with that number, and that's all fine, right? So, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why we count floors differently. So, just helping you to understand, this is an upstairs room, not a downstairs room. Facing the door is a balustrade, and looking over the banisters you can see the entrance hall below. To your left there are 2 doors in the corner of the landing which runs along to the right. We can go this way, or looking to your right, the landing runs past another door then turns to the left. So, imagine we are here, or let's say here, at this bookbinding. Looking down into here is the foyer, or entrance. Up here to our left is the 2 doors, and over that way, see this little diamond here in this picture, to our right is the landing. And actually this would be a good time to check if we have a map. I bet we don't have a map. We do have a map. And hey look, it's a flowchart map. It is not a visual map. I can probably dig up a visual map at some point during this playthrough, but I don't want to refresh my memories too much, right? It feels wrong. One of the viewers actually mentioned having played the other version as well. I know I've played both myself. And they say they think the other version doesn't have a map. Well, I can check, but I'm willing to take their word for it for now. But I think it might be nice to pull up a map at some point. Not right now though, because it will have things like this as the dining room, for example. We've been to the dining room, yeah? And we will be told this is the dining room on the map, and I'll be like, okay, that's cool, that's where the dining room was. But if it also displays rooms that I haven't visited yet with information, that doesn't feel fair. Right, so, to the left there are 2 doors along the landing. To the right it runs past another door into the... So, we're here, door, end of landing, door, so where it says options, and then it turns left again. Oh, so it doesn't turn right. Okay, for some reason I thought it was going to turn right and then... Because I'm pretty sure it's like, we got this here, and we got a few rooms down there, a few rooms up that side, but there's also a corridor down that way at some point as well, and a secret door in one of the rooms that goes through. See, I'm remembering things. This isn't fair on you guys. But let's go to the left with the 2 doors, because the 2 doors are a known quantity, right? We've got a door, another door, that's it. Turning to the right, we have a door, and then a turning to the left, and we can't see beyond that turn to the left, even though it might just go up the other side of the big entrance hall overhead, right? So essentially, going that way, I could explore and keep going. Going this way, dead end, I can explore what I want. Is it wrong turns? Is there no useful information? Maybe. But I can take quite a lot of fear, so I can go checking for clues. Alright, let's go this way. You walk up to the 2 doors in the corner of the balcony. The one on your left is named Balthus, and the one in front of you has no name. Oh, Colonel Balthus Dyer, the villain from Book 2, The Citadel of Chaos, who could actually be slain rather easily by pulling down the curtains, and the sunlight would cause him to perish. Otherwise, he was a pretty tough opponent. Now, what does this mean for us? So the plan was to pull down the curtains and throw them over his head. Does this mean they're going to try to pull the wool over our eyes in this room? Or that there'll be some kind of demonic thing, or devil, or monster? He did have lots of monsters, and it is the Citadel of Chaos, so there'll be quite a lot of chaos in that room. Let's check the other door first. This door opens into a narrow passageway which ends at a window. There is a door halfway along the left-hand side, and a sign on the door identifies it as the Diabolus room. Oh, great. So, Diablo is a relatively recent demon invented in the... Well, I'm using the word invented here specifically, as opposed to the older demons who have more provenance. But there's a reasonable amount of evidence to back up claims that Diablo was actually invented by the Victorians, and Diablo was the god of numbers and machines and the demon of numbers and machines and calculations, and used to torment small children and say, if you don't do your sums, Diablo will get you and make them difficult, and you'll get confused by the numbers and basically be dyslexic. Wait, no, dyslexic is the one for letters. Is there a separate one for numbers? Right, dyslexic is like letters and numbers, but I think there's a separate one for just numbers on their own. I'm not sure. Let's have a look at this window, though. I seem to remember there being, like, writing appearing in the steam on the window in the rain, but let's see. Might even be a useful clue. Curtains are drawn across the window, and you approach cautiously. You gingerly pat the folds in the curtain and are relieved to find nothing there. Although they seem to be safe, you are still on your guard, and as you draw them apart... you are still on your guard as you draw them apart. As you do so, a thunderclap booms outside and makes you jump. That's okay. We've had one earlier. But you are safe. A perfectly ordinary window is uncovered. However, the iron bars on the outside are a little worrying. Through the window you can see nothing but the rain pouring down the pane of glass. But curiously, the rain is avoiding one area. Could it be that the window is blowing the rain away from this one corner? Absolutely not. You bend down to take a closer look. Written in the condensation which has formed on the glass is a message. You read 4 words. Mordana in Abaddon. Abaddon being to do with hell and demons and devils. You repeat this message to yourself and then rub it off the window in case anyone else should see it. This message may be useful to you, and you will realise when it is. Absolutely, it's a good clue. Do we even get that? Yeah, we do. Lovely. Saves me having to remember. Oh man, that feels like easy mode. I don't know, that isn't right. Back in the day, we just had to remember these things. Now you must head back to the landing and turn left. What, I don't even get to try the Diabolus room? I'll try the unmarked door, but I can't try the Balthus door? Oh, that's interesting. You step into a small storeroom and close the door behind you. There are shelves on the left and right walls on which various household objects are stored. In front of you, in the wall facing the door, is another door. Wait. That can't be right. There's supposed to be a... This is the edge of the building. Wait. Did they make me go that way and take that... Huh? Try the door opposite. There is... Oh, if they're opposite each other, maybe... I'll search through for things inside on the shelves, because I don't have a weapon. This is dangerous, right? Various items of crockery, cutlery and food are kept in the storeroom, including a sharp meat knife which you hide under your coat to use as a weapon in the future. This sharp knife adds 3 skill points in a fight. On one shelf you find several cloves of garlic which you also take. There is also an unlabelled bottle of white liquid on another shelf. I'm not going to drink it. I think it's rat poison or something, isn't it? Or some sort of chemical. So 4 minus 3 plus 3 is back to 7. So that's kind of back to normal, but okay. Try the door at the back of the storeroom. Okay. You step out of the storeroom into a hallway. To your left. Yeah! Yeah, this is down here. This is not the door I wanted to take. This is the door. This is not the other door at the end of it. That is... Ooh, game, you're playing tricks on me. No wonder people sometimes used to get lost finding their way around this place. You step out of the storeroom into a hallway. To your left, the hallway ends at a door which leads into the Shaitan room. If you wish to try the door, almost opposite is the Mammon room, which you may turn to by turning to... Right, Mammon is the demon of greed. And especially monetary greed, right? Finances, obsessions with having too much wealth and material possessions and belongings. Which is almost a way of saying this room is a trap. Shaitan, I'm not aware of the significance of that name. So now these go back into the landing through the storeroom. I'll try the Shaitan room, but... No, wait, go back into the landing through the storeroom, because I may be able to come back. A few steps past the unmarked door is another unmarked door. Well, let's try it. You open the door cautiously at first, but all you can see is darkness. So you swing it wide open. Aye, which isn't a word or sound anyone humanly would make apart from people in Japanese war movies or something. They're like, ah! But no, aye! It's wrong. It's very... it feels very unnatural and constructed, sort of artificial. You scream out loud as a body tumbles forward on top of you. The body is that of an old man, and judging by the expression in his face, his death was not a pleasant one. You gain 3 fear points. You panic and run off around the landing. Probably flapping my arms a bit. The landing turns right and the passage branches off. Yes, it certainly does. Map, hello, map. Oh, this is interesting, the way it's crossed around like that. See... so... This is a little more relational now. Okay. The dining room, we went to the holding chamber. First floor landing. Went this way. Diablo's nameplate. Window message. So those are together. Main staircase top. So we came back from those to here and went... So essentially these things are down here. This is a different direction. Yeah. And we're back at a different... These are across from each other, so if I were to draw this out relationally... here. We were here. We went up there. Checked a little side passage. Looked at the window. Came back. Went down to here without being told. Went down this way. Crossed through a room there. Came back out here. On the other side of this one. So yeah, another turn left down the passageway and past a couple of doors before turning left again. That should almost lead us back to where we began, if it's where I think it is. No. Turn right following the landing. Let's follow the landing. We want to get to the Abaddon room after all, don't we? You follow the landing round past a wooden door which bears the name Turtivillus. You may try this door, why not? You step into the room. It is a stylish bedchamber, beautifully decorated, but one thing disturbs you immediately. The windows are barred. Perhaps being so far from anywhere, they are designed to keep intruders out rather than keep guests in. In the centre of the room is a 4-poster bed. You walk over and test the mattress. It feels very comfortable. By now you are in need of a rest. Will you climb into the inviting bed? That feels like a trap. We would be, while not necessarily sleeping, performing an act indicative of sleeping, uninvited in another man's house, which means some kind of ghost or nasty spirit could come and be like, get off that bed, and drag me off the bed and beat the living daylights out of me. Frighten me to death. Will you walk over to a window and take a look outside? Now that is interesting, it's intriguing, right? Let's do that. I wish I hadn't now. I wonder if the body that fell on top of me was the man in robes who was expressing doubts downstairs. You draw back the curtains and peer outside. The light in the room makes it difficult to see, so you pull the curtains behind you. With your face pressed against the bars, you look through the window. There is a rumble of thunder in the distance, and the rain is still beating down, making it difficult to see anything. A fork of lightning flashes down from the sky and lights up a sight which makes you cry out loud. Outside your window, dripping wet and swaying in the wind, is a ghastly face. A long dead figure hanging in a noose is staring at you with lifeless eyes. You step back and fling the curtain shut to hide the horrendous sight. The face is familiar. The old man in the village. You gain 3 fear points, which actually means we can't take too much more. But hey, we've gained 6 fear. We got... Oh, this is interesting, because we recovered a point of fear before we actually lost any. So the 3 points we lost for the window and the 3 points here should have taken us down from 11 to 5. But the point we regained seems to have been counted as some kind of extra credit. That's not right. We should have 5 fear, not 6. You dive into the bed and sleep through the night. No, this is far too dangerous. Will you run out onto the landing? I'm going to leg it. You open the door quickly and step out onto the landing. Luckily there's no one around. Turning left, you follow the passage round until you reach a wood-panelled wall where the passage turns left. Is that the side passage? It could be. You follow the passageway around the corner to the left. 2 doors face each other across the passageway, and you may either try the door to the left of the Belial room, the Demon of Lies, or Lord of Flies, depending... Oh no, that's Beelzebub, isn't it? Belial? I can't remember, to be honest. Or the door to the right to the Abaddon room, where we will find Morgana. Straight ahead, the passageway continues for a few meters before ending in an unmarked door. I will blatantly go to the Abaddon room. A descent into hell. With an interestingly missing picture. Oh, that's not good. Options. Turn off retro mode for a moment. Okay, no, that's just weird. Something buggy's going on there. There should be a picture, but that should not be it. Oh well. Turn back on retro mode. Actually, it doesn't seem to have turned it off, does it? No. God, no. Why would I... What? Classic color, as it were. Okay, not all of the books have color pictures, or colour, if you spell it correctly. Alright, there we go. You enter a bedroom which is writ? For it is written, and so it must be. You enter a bedroom which is lit by a single candle burning by the bedside. A heavy, musty odour hangs in the air, which could come from all the plants which are standing in pots on the mantelpiece, bedside table, dressers and shelves. Whoever used this room certainly likes plants, but another sight catches your attention and stops you in your tracks. Asleep on the bed is an old woman. In fact, it's her in the bed that is in the picture which should be here. It seems that she has not heard you, for she has not moved since you entered the room. Do you wish to leave her in peace? No, we were directed here for a reason. To walk over and wake her. Spring over and attack her before she can wake. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll walk over and wake her. I'm going to regret this probably, but I'm not going to attack a sleeping old woman. And here's the picture! Well, that's interesting, isn't it? The game seems to want to show me something. So there's just something odd with that page set up there. Huh. You step over to the bed and shake the old woman gently, but as soon as you touch her withered skin, you jump back in horror. She is stone cold dead. You gain 2 fear points from the shock, and now... Oh, no, because fear is ascending. It's like the lark ascending. Yeah, except a lot less pleasant, obviously. So yes, 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8. We can take 3 more fear before we pop it. As you stand by the bed, shivering, a low moan comes from the body. Its eyelids flick open and pure white eyes stare up at the ceiling. She has no pupils! Or they just roll back in her head really far. Okay, so, on a future playthrough, I don't need to see the message on the window and gain 3 fear points to know that I need to come to this room. That being said, so that is that is exactly how I said you can use having a lot of fear capability to scout out information or wrong turns. Do you wait to see what will happen or beat a hasty retreat? Yes, I will wait to see what happened. I'm going to trust that the message on the window was not a trap, and that is a lot of trust and childhood memory. Right, here we go. You hear words coming from the old woman, yet her lips do not move. Stranger, how dare you invade the private bedchamber of the woman of the house? She asks. You stammer an apologetic reply. She orders, Begone, intruder! Leave an old woman to die in peace. Will you do as she wishes, or ask her for information about the house? If she was from one of the house, she might have a lot of power here. So it might be wise to just leave. But I was directed here. I've gained 6 fear points to do this. I'm not going to leave with nothing, so I'll ask her for information about the house. What business of yours is this house? She screams. Sorry. What business of yours is this house? She screams. If you will not go of your own accord, then my hounds will see you off. And if they cannot, I will do so myself. With these words, a wooden panel slides open in the wall. 2 Great Danes spring out to attack. Are they real dogs? Are they like ghost devil dogs? Because she's been dead a long time, right? And if the dogs have been there waiting the whole time, they might not be alive. I must fight with my mediocre skill and stamina. First Great Dane. Massive dog of deafness! Will I die? Quite probably. I mean, it rolls like that, you know. Owie, ow. Oh, a draw! I'm at +1, actually. Okay. Nice. Which means I should just win this one. Oh! They've put skill on the right and stamina on the left because that makes no sense. They don't have the character sheet as well. So actually we're even. Okay, good to know. A draw? Oh, this is going to be tough. And then the second dog's going to come in and rollick me right roughly. Come on, Doggus. One of us has to... Ow! Whoa, another draw. It's such a close match. Oh, it got me finally. Damage has been done. And I can't really use luck on this. Fight on. Ugh! Revenge! Revenge on the dog thing! You take that, you nasty brute! With a dead lady for a mistress, you should be ashamed of yourself, you bad, bad doggy! And we draw quite a lot will happen. Well, this will happen quite a lot because we have the same skill level. Alright, got him! Ugh. And again. And you thought you needed the latest Resident Evil games to be happy. Let me tell you, this house has enough evil residents of its own. I've never actually played a Resident Evil game. I've got a whole thing worked out about that, about how, it's like lost in translation, and the alternatives it could have come out with, like naughty neighbours, wicked tenants, and so on, or bad landlords. But well. And I was saving that for something special as well. Well, it's out now. Okay. The dog must fall, and then the second one will come and bite me in the bum and go, "Oh, you've been fighting my mate with that big hand mouth of yours." And I'm like, "That's not a hand mouth, that's a knife." And the dog's like, "That's not a knife, this is a knife," and opens his mouth and bites my balls off. Hey, I'm at +1! I really should do a Lone Wolf games where you do combat ratio, because it's so easy in Fighting Fantasy to learn. Anyway, off we go! Man, if I actually complete the adventure with these stats, it should be amazing. Gotcha, you foul hound! To right! Take it! Dog! Feel my blade! Ow! Ow, dog! Not that much! Ah! He says he gets bit once. Because he's a brave hero! Oh, look at him beating up a lady's pets. If you defeat the dogs, you may leave the room or remain and search it. Yes, I will do that. You search the room while the old woman threatens you from her bed. You recognize some of the plants. The woman's voice grows frantic as you poke around in a herb garden by the window. A thought dawns on you and you turn to her, threatening to destroy her plants unless she is able to give you the information you require. She shrieks at the thought of you harming her plants and agrees. What will you ask her? How to find the man in grey? About the secret rooms of the house or the night's festivities? I don't know that I'm going to get more than one. I'm not going to... Right. I should ask about the man in grey. Tonight's festivities, it's going to be something pretty nasty. There's people in white robes walking around talking about getting preparation, making ready. They don't look like medical gowns. The man in grey, I think I'm going to be able to find him on my own, because I think I know where he is. So I'm going to ask about the secret rooms in the house. Before I will answer your question, she says, you must tell me something. What is my name? Well, are you going to ask what my favourite colour is next? Or your favourite colour? Yeah, I think I know. Remembering the message in the window, you say, Modana. She curses. Damn you, stranger! She damn you, stranger! She hisses. Alright then, I will answer your question. I still want to know about the secret rooms of the house. Secret rooms? She laughs. Why, this house is riddled with secret passageways and secret rooms. Most are in the cellar, though, but some of the upstairs passages lead to them. The most cunning secret room is in the master's most trusted hiding place. It can only be reached by one way, and that is from under the stairs in the cellar. A password is needed, and I knew the old one, but it has recently been changed. Sheku will know the password, and now we know there's someone called Sheku, which sounds rather oriental, but when we meet Sheku, we will find that he doesn't really look very oriental. The woman's eyes close as if the conversation has been a great strain. You leave her be and consider the information you have been given. Having explored most of the rooms upstairs, you decide to risk searching the ground floor. You follow the landing back around the staircase and creep downstairs. However, I feel this is a good point to leave it for now. Yeah, you know what? I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, and I will look forward to seeing you all in the next one, where we will explore this house full of evil residents. Until next time, bye bye for now, folks. See you later.